Hey everyone, we are Mike and Tess Play, and welcome back to Pokemon FireRed version.
Last time, we trained up a little bit using the Versus Seeker, and then gambled?
Unsuccessfully.
to get enough coins to buy Flamethrower. But we did not go over the middle counter of the coin exchange. Prize exchange.
What?
Pokemon.
What?
Pokemon that can be bought here. Okay. Abra and Clefairy have already been available. However, Abra had only 180 coins, costing, just 3,000? No, 4,000 Pokedollars. Is a pretty good deal.
You're adopting.
Yeah. So, if you've had trouble catching Abra, this is a convenient place to catch him. Clefairy, you can get in Mount Moon, but the others... 2 of them, and by that I mean 3 of them, because there is a version exclusive in this list, can be caught later on, but this is the first time that they are available, and the only time one of them is available overall. So here we go. Starting with, the best of the bunch, Dratini. Dratini is a pure Dragon-type Pokemon who will eventually evolve into a Dragon and Flying-type Pokemon. He is, as Dragonite, the game's first and only pseudo-legend in the original Kanto 151. A pseudo-legendary Pokemon is a Pokemon who has it's a fan-made term, but they have basically the strength of a legendary Pokemon without being legendary, which makes them crazy good in certain ways. The positives for Dratini, actually, the whole rating for Dratini is the one I struggled with more than any other Pokemon in the game. Because while Dragonite, the final evolution, is redonkulously good, you can't get him until level 55. He also comes in the slow experience category, which means getting him to level 55 is a lot. So you probably won't get Dragonite, even if you get him this early, until the Elite Four, which means that he's basically only there for the very end of the game, and again, you still have to grind quite a bit just to get him there. That's the downsides. Those are the only downsides. The positives for the Dratini line start with coverage out the wazoo. The Dratini line has an insane amount of options, including the fact that both physical and special attacks are crazy high. Dragonite has a base physical attack of 134, and his base special attack of 100 seems low compared to that, until you realize that that's the same number as Venusaur has, and Venusaur is considered a very good special attacker. So coverage options is literally all over the board. You can use the Dratini line however you want to fill in any gaps on your team, much like the Nidorans, but with more power behind it. Also positive, the Dratini line has somewhere between decent to amazing stats in every single statistical category. They're not overall fantastic in everything, but every stat is very high, especially in the Dragonite stage. Even just as Dragonair, Dratini's middle form, the stats are still relatively good all across the board, so there's no big weaknesses there. Another positive is the Dragon type as a whole. Dragon only has 2 weaknesses in this generation, Ice and Dragon, and while those do appear in late game, they're not all over the place for the most part. It's very rare to run into a Dragon type move or an Ice type move on an ordinary trainer, or even on tough trainers until very late in the game. So, while offensively Dragon only hits Dragon for super effective damage, they have so many options that it doesn't really matter. There's a reason why the Dragon type was nerfed with the Fairy type in later generations. It's just that good. So to rate Dratini through Dragonite is a little bit tricky. The coverage options until you get to Dragonite include normal, water, fire, ice, electric, and status moves. But then when he evolves into Dragonite, you add onto that coverage option Dragon, Flying, Ground, Fighting, and Steel type moves all as options. So just a ton of options all across the board, only when you fully evolve, but even before you fully evolve, still a pretty nice set of options there. So to rate him, Dragonite, just Dragonite, if there was a way to just catch a Dragonite, he would get a 10 out of 10 without question. He's that dominant. but to get him, you have to go through a lot of training. And Dratini and Dragonair, I would rate more as like a 7 to 8. Still very good because of all the options and the good stats, but the slow experience really does hurt them. So in order to balance it out, I went with a 9 out of 10 rating for in-game use, primarily because you have to take both into account, and between 7 and 8 and an easy 10, that sort of rounds out to a 9, right? What do you think?
Absolutely. Totally rounds out.
The next option here on the table is Scyther, a FireRed version exclusive. Scyther is a bug and flying type Pokemon, and he's quite famed as a bug type because he's probably the best bug of the generation. Positives for Scyther: he is fast, like real fast, and has very good attack power, physical attacking power to back that up. Scyther is what I would definitely refer to as a Sword Stance sweeper. He learns the move Sword Stance, and he's fast enough to use it once with decent defense. It's not good, but decent enough to take a hit. And then he just pummels them with powered up attack. Sword Stance sweeping makes a lot of things in the game very easy, and Scyther is possibly the best user of it. He learns it naturally, and he just crushes things. The downsides to Scyther: in this generation, he still does have moveset issues a bit. You're basically just going to be using Wing Attack and Slash until pretty late in the game. He does get Fury Cutter, but he doesn't really have a bug-type offensive option, at least not in this particular game. As a result of those move pool issues, he does have a bit of a lack of power. Without Sword Stance setting him up, Wing Attack isn't exactly a devastating move, and it's probably his best move. He also sorely misses the Technician ability that he'll gain in later generations. He doesn't have access to that here in Gen 3. It was a Gen 4 and beyond ability, and that would have solved all of his other problems, so he kind of misses it here. His coverage options include Flying, Normal, Steel, and Bug-type moves, because Fury Cutter, learned at level 46, does still qualify for that. And as a result of his just ability to sweep most of the major teams in the game that are remaining, he gets an 8 out of 10 for in-game use, tying him with Butterfree for the best slot a bug type is going to get in this game. I would argue that overall, even though they get the same ratings, Scyther's lack of a technical side, where Butterfree you need to know what you're doing with him, Scyther you can just hit Sword Stance, go. Scyther is probably the better bug of the two. Now on to the other version exclusive, available only in Leaf Green version, Pinsir. Pinsir is a pure bug-type Pokemon. You would think that he and Scyther are pretty even. They have fairly similar overall stats. And, you know, the flying type isn't the biggest boost because it gives Scyther more weaknesses. However, Pinsir's positives start with the fact that he is a fast, physical tank. He has good physical defense, great speed for, you know, what he is, and great attack. And he has acceptable physical defense too. It's not, or special defense. It's not overwhelmingly good, but it's not bad either. He also does get Sword Stance, which is nice, and he's HM friendly, which, you know, can be very helpful as you don't have to put HMs on other Pokemon. The downsides, however, start with the fact that for whatever reason, Pinsir has been placed into the slow experience group category. Most of the Pokemon in the slow experience category are really good Pokemon, so it's kind of just nerfing them from being overly powerful. Dragonite, Gyarados, things like that. Pinsir doesn't really have any reason to be placed into that category, so it's very strange that he has been, because he just doesn't have the moveset or the power to back it up. He also has no stab moves available. You can't teach Pinsir a bug-type move, which means that all of his moves are inherently a little bit weaker. And he doesn't have the coverage to make up for that. He's also outclassed in a weird way. So he's not outclassed specifically by a bug, although Scyther is better. But for what he does for you, he's outclassed specifically by Machamp and Golem because Pinsir's only reliable coverage options include fighting, normal, ground, and rock type moves. And he doesn't get stab on any of them. Machamp gets stab on the fighting side, and Golem has stab on both ground and rock, and they both cover everything that Pinsir does, while not being in the slow experience group category and appearing earlier in the game. So because of all of this, Pinsir, even though he has the potential to be a really good Pokemon, his downsides hold him back a lot, so he gets a 6 out of 10 for in-game use. It is also notable that the Pokemon cost different amounts depending on which version you're playing, which is why Porygon, the last Pokemon found here, is easier to get in Leaf Green version, where he doesn't cost the literal maximum amount of coins that you can possibly obtain in the game. Oh boy, Porygon. Porygon is a pure normal type Pokemon who, in this game, cannot evolve until the post-game. And that really changes things. I would argue that besides Onix, who really needs Steelix, Porygon is the one who most needs his later gen evolutions in order to reach his potential. His positives start with his move pool. He's got just all kinds of moves that he could need. It's not a huge array of coverage that kind of comes when he evolves, but he does have the options that he needs to, have some good coverage. He also naturally learns Tri-Attack, which, as I covered with Doduo, is a really good move, and it's stab for Porygon, although it is a physical attack. And, of course, since he learns Psychic moves, he does have that Psychic power that other Pokemon who can use that attack, or that attacking type, have in this game. The negatives, however, start with his stats. He does not have very good stats overall. He's a decent defender, and he does have good special attack, but everywhere else, he's kind of lacking. And he's the biggest negative for him. Really, the first negative is that he is a special attacker before the physical special split. Many of the moves that would be really good on Porygon, including Tri-Attack, are physical in this generation, and he is not a physical attacker. He also, like I said, very much misses his evolution. If he had access to Porygon 2, even with the limitations of being a special attacker when half of his moveset would be physical, even then he would get a 10 out of 10 for in-game use. Porygon 2 is phenomenal. Porygon Z is phenomenal. Regular Porygon, not so much. His coverage options in this game do include Psychic, Ice, Electric, and Normal type moves, and if he had the power to back that up, oh boy. But without the evolution and without more options or better stats, he gets a 4 out of 10 for in-game use.
That was a lot.
That was a lot. I'm just gonna not talk for a while. Because we ignored something last time.
Did we?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm guarding this poster. Go away or else.
No.
No. I'll beat you up.
Yeah.
One of your friends said he would punch us in the face out there, so we're going to take it out on you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Surprise.
I don't know what Team Rocket member did it, but they were like, I'm going to punch you in the face. Aggressive.
It's alright, we're hitting him with fire, ice, and lightning.
The heck? The animation for that's actually kind of cute.
Oh, I love it. You didn't notice it, but we've
No,
used it like 3 times.
I just wanted to say something about it now. You said you were like done talking, so I was going to talk.
That's fair.
Wow.
Yeah, the burn really helped us there.
Fair. Alright, show us something other than Zubat. Evil Bat Family.
Evil Bat Family. Whew.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Oh, we beat him.
Oh, he only had 2 Pokemon?
Yeah.
I don't know why I expected him to have more. Oh, Team Rocket hideout might be discovered! I better tell boss. I'm gonna take down this poster.
He walked into the wall. There's nothing there, it's just a wall.
So he was a ghost, he wasn't really there. Hey! A switch behind the poster. Let's push it.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Stairs.
That were not there before.
But I think we'll go down the stairs.
Next time.
I'm tired.
So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time for more Pokemon Fire Red version.